Let's quickly talk about Clio versus Smokeball. Of course, we're speaking about law firm management software. And in today's conversation, I want to do a quick compare and contrast between those two programs to see which one is great for your law firm. So let me first with Smokeball. So when you think about Smokeball, I want you to think about a cloud-based legal practice management software that helps law firms manage their cases, clients, documents, time, and billing. I want you to remember those 5 elements: cases, clients, documents, time, and billing. And Smokeball was designed to be easy to use and affordable, making it, in our view, a great option for small and medium-sized law firms. I want to quickly talk about the pros and cons so we have a clear idea what we're getting ourselves into if you were to commit to Smokeball, for instance. Let me talk about the pros. First of all, Smokeball is intuitive and works seamlessly with Microsoft Word and Outlook. So in terms of the Microsoft products, fantastic. Office products, fantastic. We have excellent time tracking systems and the capabilities within Smokeball. We love that a lot. So when we talk about time tracking, we're talking about what? Revenue generation. We're talking about you basically knowing billable versus non-billable hours, which is, and you know that metric is quintessential to your firm's sustainability. You have a very easy to use billing system within Smokeball. We love that a lot. And what we love about Smokeball also is that you have a large constellation of communication tools. So basically, if you have a large law firm, or let's say if you have a busy law firm where all lawyers need to interact frequently, whether they are in the office or they're working from home or they're working on the road, having a variety of communication tools really helps a lot. Okay, and we also love the fact that within a Smokeball you have detailed reporting. So the depth and breadth of reports that you get from Smokeball is those reports, those granular reports, are really fantastic. You will love it. I mean, if you love numbers, if you love numbers if you want to have a clear idea where your law firm is heading, numbers wise, you will love a Smokeball for that. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. So I'll just share with you the pros when it comes to Smokeball, right? Now let's talk about the cons. The thing is that Smokeball can be expensive for smaller law practices. This is why, if you remember, I was just telling you that Smokeball is better for small and medium-sized firms. For medium-sized and large law firms. And if you are a solo practitioner or you are a micro law firm, you're not going to find Smokeball pretty interesting from an ROI perspective, ROI, return on investment. Okay, and their closed API also makes it difficult to integrate with other software providers. So the thing is, when you think about, if you were to compare and contrast Clio, I'll talk about Clio later on, but Clio, in contrast, does have an open API, okay? And Smokeball, they don't have an open API. It's rather closed. So that makes it very difficult to integrate with third-party providers. And the lack of CRM functionality that many other providers are offering. So basically, if you are looking for client relationship management features, you're not going to have that within Smokeball. They don't have it. And but others have it, okay? Also, the lack of notification about the messages inside the network. So once you're working inside the Smokeball ecosystem, you don't have the notification that you should be having normally about very important things. Because see, imagine you're working on an important case or you have an important matter. You want to be notified. You want to be kept in the loop. You want to know what's really happening. Okay, you want to have alerts. And sometimes you don't have that within Smokeball. And sometimes it can be really slow to operate. I mean, Smokeball can be really slow to operate. We've heard about numerous glitches, and the interface is poor. So the UX and UI could be improved. Okay, and so the user experience, the user interface, those two things could be really improved. So Smokeball, if you're all listening to us right now, you really have got work to do. Okay, it's one of those things where it's not really that complicated. You already have received kudos for your dashboard already. It's just a few tweaks here and there for you to actually match up to other providers in the industry. Also, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Clio versus Smokeball. Of course, we're speaking about legal software comparison. Let me talk to you about Smokeball pricing. So I want you to really pay attention to what's happening right now on the screen. And you can see that Smokeball actually has a quartet of pricing tiers. You have the Build, the Boost, the Grow, and the Prosper Plus. So they have a pretty encouraging names for their pricing tiers. This is really good. So if you're a solo practitioner, you want to start with the Build. Even if you are a small law firm or a macro law firm, macro law firm means fewer than 5 attorneys, okay, and operating within a state or within a county or a city. That's what we call micro law firm. So you want to go with a Build, and the Build plan basically allows you to pay $39 per user per month, and you just try to see what really happens, okay. And once you grow, once you can scale, you can go to the Boost, and then you can go to the Grow, and then the Prosper. Now the Prosper is basically where you have all the capabilities that you can get from Smokeball. The cool thing about the Boost and the Build plans is that you can actually you have a free trial. In some cases, they'll give you 7 days. In some cases, they'll give you 2 weeks. In some cases, they'll give you 30 days. It really depends on the configuration that you have. But there is a free trial, and you want to actually take advantage of that free trial. So at least you have a clear idea what you're getting yourself into if you were to commit full time, if you were to commit for real, okay? That way you can test out the product, and they're not even asking your credit card info. They're not asking for your credit card information. So you have nothing to lose. You know, nothing to lose. If you're really serious about trying out Smokeball, at least you can get your feet wet and see what the whole software is about. Go for it, okay? But what we have seen in our research is that most of our clients have told us that they actually enjoy Smokeball on the Boost plan or the Grow plan. So this is where you have a constellation of like a larger constellation of features, like really good features. You have the support that you need from Smokeball in terms of customer service. You get all the answers that you need. You have the support like for real, okay? And you also have the granularity that you need to run your law practice efficiently. Now let's talk about Clio. So I've spoken to you about Smokeball. Now let's talk about Clio. So Clio is a cloud-based law practice management software that helps lawyers better manage their day-to-day operations by providing the necessary tools such as document automation, billing, and calendars. So you have a trifecta that's really powerful here: document automation, billing, and calendar. So I want to first talk to you about the pros of Clio, and then I'll talk about the disadvantages. Let's talk about the pros. So you have free migration support is included as part of your solutions-based subscription to ensure data and information are accurately transferred. Clio provides seamless integration with an impressive selection of over 200 third-party solutions. This is what I was just telling you earlier, that Clio has a stronger and an open API, something Smokeball doesn't have. Clio offers the advantage of flat fees and leads billing options as part of its base subscription. So those are the pros. Those are the major pros in our view. So what about the cons here? Well, Clio's pricing can be a significant factor depending on the size of your firm and the features you require. I'll speak about the pricing later on, okay? And there are limitations in its accounting functionality compared to other case management software. So Clio would rather rely on its open API, and by way of consequence, its direct integration to QuickBooks Online, its integration to Zoho Books, to FreshBooks, to Wave, to actually cover, if you will, to mask its accounting sort of weakness. Because what I'm trying to say here is that Clio doesn't have a native accounting feature. It has outsourced it to third parties. And there is very little customization available. Billing is not very good in our experience. And reminders and tasks are very basic. This is an area where Clio can do a bigger job, a better job, if you will. They have the capabilities, they have the expertise. They could do it if they wanted to. And we also believe that document automation can be improved. Now, Clio is big when it comes to document automation, but they could do better. Plus, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Clio versus Smokeball. Of course, this is legal software comparison. Let's talk about pricing. I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for Clio as of the date of this show. So one thing we know right off the bat when we analyze Clio is that Clio seems to be more expensive when it, compared to others. But compared to Smokeball, I'm not really sure. I mean, of course I know. I'll tell you later on. But Clio has a quartet. Clio has 4 different pricing tiers. So they have the easy start, the essentials, the advanced, and the complete. They used to call this back in the days, I mean, a few months ago, starter plan, the boutique plan, the elite plan, and the suite plan. They've changed the naming during COVID. So the thing is that with Clio, you have a free trial for 7 days. They're not asking for your credit card information. You can actually just test out the product and see if you like it or not, and see what kind of questions you might have. Okay. Now the easy start, they're charging you $39 per month, and this is per user per month. And essential $69, advanced $99, and complete $129. I want to quickly show you real quick on the screen here the pricing for Smokeball. So Smokeball, you have the Bill $39, the Boost $89, the Grow $179, and the Prosper Plus $219. So you can see that just based on pricing alone, Smokeball seems to be more expensive than Clio, right? But the thing here is that Clio actually doesn't include in this pricing here all the extra add-ons, the add-ons that it might actually tack onto your bill. See, the thing is that a lot of folks, when they see this pricing, they think, well, Clio, don't get me wrong, Clio is not like crazy expensive, but they're not cheap either. So this price here, the $39, is not like $39 for easy start. For instance, if you were on the easy start pricing plan, you may not pay $39 per month. This is a starting price, okay? So once you actually think about all the add-ons, including the third-party plugins that you actually will have to subscribe to, the total price for Clio might be a little higher. Now, some of that pricing you pay to the third-party providers, not Clio, but there are some cases where you might have to get a Clio higher plan to be able to get those API integrations. So let's quickly talk about the reviews here. So when you think about Clio versus Smokeball, what are customers saying about Clio and Smokeball? Let's talk about that. Now the thing here is that when we actually talk about Clio versus Smokeball, you have to understand it's a matter of what's really important for you. And people are talking about, like, when you think about the Clio, just imagine if folks have been complaining for months, if not years, about the fact that Clio doesn't care about accounting, doesn't care about document management, for instance. So accounting, if you were to go with accounting and revenue tracking, time and expense tracking for that matter, basically Clio has outsourced that part to third-party apps. Okay, people are saying that also the document automation is terrible, and invoicing means that you are linking everything to QuickBooks. In other words, there is no native invoicing feature within Clio. Clio has outsourced everything to QuickBooks Online, and in some cases, through Zapier, you can actually connect your Clio accounts to FreshBooks, for instance, to Zoho Books, to Wave, to all kinds of accounting software tools. And so this is kind of important. Now, when it comes to Smokeball lacks a mobile app support, which is a major disadvantage in our view. And it really limits usability when you really think about it. So this is one of those things you have to really pay attention to. And another thing you have to think about here is that when it comes to payments, both software tools lack the payment capabilities that other tools have. So they're not able to offer you the ability to receive payments through PayPal, for instance, or Stripe. When you look at that, having that, a lot of folks are complaining about it because A lot of lawyers are complaining about this because that those features, the lack of those features limits their ability to collect more revenue. Okay, it's all about collecting revenue and sustaining your law firms, your law firms in general. So it's one of those things where in the view when we actually when we survey our own business clients and ask them about Smokeball versus Clio, those two software tools had pretty much the same sort of reviews, if you will. Okay, one will lack one feature and another will have it, and vice versa. So there is no clear sort of distinction here in terms of, okay, this one is winning and this one is losing. Let me talk to you about Smokeball versus Clio. I want to compare the features here. I want to do a feature comparison, okay? And so when we talk about case management, you have that in Smokeball, but you also have it in Clio. What about document management? You have it in Clio and also Smokeball. Time tracking in Smokeball seems to be a little more robust than in Clio, even though those two software do have time tracking. Accounting is present in Smokeball, but you don't have it in Clio. So in Smokeball, you have it natively. In other words, you have a native accounting feature, a native accounting capability. So you don't have to open 1,000 browsers, 1,000 programs to do your law firm accounting. Clio doesn't have it. Clio doesn't have accounting, so Clio relies on a third party, in this case, QuickBooks Online, to sort of supplement its supplement its accounting sort of ecosystem, if you will. What about account tracking? Well, this is another area where Smokeball seems to trump Clio because they have it and Clio doesn't. What about content management? Content management is an area where Clio really dominates Smokeball. Smokeball doesn't have content management. What about client portal? Where client portal, those two software tools have client portals, not a problem, and very good client portals, if I might add. What about client statements? Well, you are able to get that through Smokeball, but you cannot through Clio. And what about billing and invoicing? Those two software tools have billing and invoicing capabilities, not a problem. What about CRM? Well, Clio does have a little bit of CRM, but Smokeball really lacks it big time. You don't have it in Smokeball at all. What about mobile app? Fantastic. You have a mobile. Those two software tools offer a mobile app, not a problem. A very pretty responsible one too. We love that. They also have email management, so you're able to manage your emails, client correspondence through emails, not a problem. What about task management? Well, task management is an area where basically Clio is very strong and Smokeball is not. So here you have it. Okay, basically those two are pretty great. There are some areas where one has certain things. So when it comes to accounting and account tracking, for instance, Clio doesn't have it. Smokeball is good. When it comes to a client statement, Smokeball is good. Clio is not good. Okay, but when it comes to say task management, Clio is good. Smokeball is not good. And when it comes to CRM, same thing. Clio is good and Smokeball is not good. So it's one of those things where you have to ask yourself, what's important for you, and you make your decision from there. Anything else, any other feature, they both have it. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I did a quick compare and contrast between Clio and the Smokeball legal software comparison. And I hope that after looking at all the features, all the info that I gave you, you'll be able to make a decision. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.